So let's wrap back to where we began, to a concept of time that Douglas Rushkoff gave us, when everything happens now. So our final rant discusses the notion of moment marketing, because in a real-time world, every moment counts. And just so we all have perspective on just how quickly moments passed, our final ranter was born in 1991. Just think about for a moment where you were in 1991. Maybe in a conference like this, maybe at a bar, maybe studying in college. So the founder and CEO of Kiip, Wong.
Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you? Yeah, you're stoked? Yeah. All right. All right. Hi, I'm Brian, founder and CEO of Kiip. Today I'm going to talk about getting caught up in the moment. You're probably wondering why there's a 12-year-old Asian kid in front of you talking about moments. So I'm going to try to advance here. Let's see if, is it moving? There we go. All right. So I started off, I'm Canadian, born and raised in Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver. Yeah, Canada. And I actually moved down to the States when I was 18 after I graduated college to work at Dig. Some of you may have heard of Dig. Dig was a social news site now owned by BetaWorks. And the HR lady at Dig really did not like the fact that I was underage at the time. This was the beer fridge. And there we go. It was barred from going anywhere near it. Anyways. So for the next 6 minutes, I'm going to talk about sort of this story of moments. And it started with the moment of inspiration. So on a more serious note now, I was laid off 5 months after I started at Dig because there was a sort of a brick wall for traffic for them. And I remember being on a long-haul flight during my forced sabbatical, is what I call it. And I went up and down the aisles of the flight, and I call it the aisle creep. And I looked to my left and to my right, and I noticed that every single person was playing, that was at least awake, was playing some kind of a game on their phones or their tablets. And then it hit me that there were so many eyeballs concentrated on this one medium that there must be something super special about it, right? And I quickly realized that what was so special about these games was that there was one universal characteristic about them, which were these achievements. You could level up. This was what's so addictive about them. Like, people could get a high score and you'd be, yeah, you know? But it was about moments of emotion, moments where you were happy. And these moments, I realized, were moments that indicated that powerful thing that makes us all human. Now, I talk about it in, you know, what do 360 million smiles look like? And these are the moments now that our company is tracking every single month. And we didn't really know until we started doing a little bit more of a deep dive. This is what they look like on the phone. This is what we've all experienced. Every single one of us has experienced the achievement moment, the E moment, as I describe it. And we realized that in order to find all of these and capture them, it would be very powerful. But unfortunately, as we've now seen, these moments have been abused. We've all experienced this. Stuff flies in our face, kicks us out. It's such a shame that all of these moments of delight where we are actually naturally happy are currently being abused. Now, we realize that the way that we could not abuse, reverse the effect, try to respect the fact that we're happy, was to actually reciprocate in some form. As humans, we do this all the time. We give gifts to each other, we share, we spend time to support. And it was about reward. So as Kiip, as a model, I was inspired that in these moments of achievement, why not be able to reward one another and have a brand be there to acknowledge and to recognize what you just done. But this was important. It was about the reciprocity element and respecting the fact that you were actually feeling something. But the other way to do this in a very disciplined fashion was actually to not make these rewards something that would be dangled as a carrot. And that we're not Pavlovian dogs. We're human beings, right? That incentives are bad and that rewards are something that should be a surprise and delight. Something that you want to play a game because you want to be entertained, right? Not because you want the reward. So in order to be there, these rewards had to be serendipitous. But soon we started to expand. Our company now is 3 years old. Right? That's like old in startup terms, like 21 years in dog years, we found these moments everywhere, 360 million of them every single month across the US. And that's why I talk about these 360 million smiles. And so that's what became so exciting. We started to realize that existing moments, and this is something that I implore all of us to realize, is that right now in this room, and even people walking up there around us, we're already on our phones doing the things that we want to do, existing patterns of behavior. Where were these existing moments? We wanted to extrapolate from people already using these apps and these games. And so we looked at fitness, and we looked at productivity, and we looked at food. So imagine logging a run and being rewarded. Imagine finishing a to-do list. This is like stuff out of science fiction, right? And imagine bookmarking a recipe. These were all things that were already happening. People are already doing this in the tens of millions, and how could we leverage that power? So why are moments important? It's about the fact that we consume our phones now in a series of moments is why we kind of evoke our phones as if it's like this powerful being. You know, oh, phone, I'm hungry now. I'm going to load Seamless, right? Oh, phone, I'm feeling productive. I'm going to go to my to-do list app, right? And so these were all very important things to realize, is that because of our schizophrenic nature now, we're consuming media in a series of moments. And the emotional metadata is really interesting, that if we know in that moment that you're happy or sad, something really interesting can happen, right? Brands can respond to that. Now, we've done some super exciting things with brands even recognizing not just achievement moments, but also moments when you're sad, when you've lost, when you just can't seem to beat that level. How can they do a pick-me-up? And then the final thing is, why moments? Well, with great power, now you realize you can capture all of these emotions. With great power, to quote Spider-Man's Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. Right? Taking all these billions of moments, rather than to spend billions of dollars to create billions of moments of annoyances, let's create billions of moments of delight. And you've seen this in apps where you can pay $1 to remove ads, right? Well, guess what happens when they're doing that? They're paying to remove you as an industry, and that's very, very depressing. For us, it's about owning these moments. Our mission as a company is to own every single achievement moment on the planet. And this is a structure that we're using to look at that. We're looking at it across the day, and we're learning a lot from this. This was our little research study on seeing whether or not people held onto their New Year's resolutions for being fit. And you can see that spike there was actually January 2nd, the day after New Year's Day. And people were trying to be healthy and kind of doing their New Year's resolutions, but failing to do so. Blazing along. Finally, I believe it's about being human. We have to realize that at the end of the day, people on the end of this phone, the person that's viewing that screen, feels. And that's so powerful. We forget this sometimes. We talk about our target markets as almost using words that we use to describe the slave trade. It's depressing, but we can figure out, as we acknowledge that there's a human there, something very cool can happen. And we realize that looking beyond, we can find these moments not only just on the phone, but beyond. Think moments in your thermostat that's connected. You just hit your energy savings goals in your home. Here's a reward. You just finished driving your Tesla, and you're able to hit your mileage consumption goals. Your fridge is about to tell you that your vegetables are about to go rotten. These are all moments that we realize can be very, very, very powerful. So I leave you with a question. What is your moment? We all think of this as brands. We all know what moments we want to own. I want to own morning moments. I want to be the thing that everyone thinks about every morning. I want to own fitness moments. I want to own the moment when people are sweating. I want to own that moment when someone is celebrating that small victory, whether it be the first step for your first child or the first time Johnny says mommy or daddy. These are things that we realize are everyday victories and moments that if brands can be there respectfully, we have something very powerful. And this is actually why we believe ultimately that moments matter. Thank you very, very much.